So traders, did we just find a bottom in the stock market? And also guys, gold. What's going on with gold right now? Another down day today, gold. Everything is we're getting a V-topping action in the markets right now. This is another major warning sign. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. So I've just recorded a brand new trading course and I'm giving you a free access to this. This is broken down into 4 different parts. Part number 1 is about the foundations, the biggest mistakes you're making right now, what goes into a good trader. Part number 2 is about the chart reading techniques that's been working since the 1950s. This chart reading, part number 3, advanced chart reading, is about the techniques that I've actually only learned from my Millionaire Mentor, not from books. And then also my number 1 top trading system in mastery. I give you all of that for free and I'm giving it to you. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now or click on the very first link in the description. Alrighty, so let's actually start off with the good old gold market from here. One thing I've been warning people about is about the end of the gold market. And one of the things I've been I've been on about with gold is I never knew or know when the top is going to be in any market or when the bottom is going to be in any market. But I can start to get the warning sign on the dashboard to say, if you're looking to get into this market, this could be a dangerous time. Right? And that's what I've been doing for the last month. And as you can see that what's been happening with gold recently, this literally 1, 2, 3 down days has literally gone back to now. This here got as low as you can see, that we got as low as here, which was and then that's actually gone back to the price action back here in March and potentially even the same price action back here in February. And so this is the reason why I've been giving warning signs about gold is that when this market does start to move on the downside, as you've seen in the stock market, that we can start to see some really big moves coming here. And my job as a coach is to put warning signs on here to start to give you a warning sign that if you're not in gold right now and you're looking to jump in on the FOMO bandwagon, that is probably going to be a very bad idea. Even from a trading perspective, because even from a short-term trading perspective, it's very, very, very risky because you never know when the top's going to be in, because just 1 or 2 days can literally wipe out 1 to 2 months worth of gains. And I believe we're just getting started in the markets. And the reason why I'm saying that is that if we look at this overall move here, we can see that the markets here have just been in a very, 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 very strong bull market from here. And so we see that when markets become very frothy, right, very bubbly, and what a bubbly market looks like is this. I want to show you something here. Whenever I'm trying to get a really good understanding of where we are in the 10,000 foot view, right? Yes, we are traders, right? So if we zoom right in, yes, we're looking to trade this market here, okay? Now, that's good, but if you want to take your trading to another level, you want to become, pretty good at identifying times to not get into trades. And also, if you're going to get into a trade, has this got the potential of making a big move or not? And how I do that is I'm always looking at the market from the forest, from the trees. So what that simply means is, let me bring this up to here, right? What that simply means is that if I go to gold right now, the forest from the trees perspective is that we see the dynamics of how these markets here. And the dynamics simply says this: if a market has a very big bull market for a year or 2, it's already made the move and you're too late. Same thing through here, right? The bottom really started in 2023. Here we are, 1-2 years of an incredible overall big move to the upside. And now we're starting to get a bit frothy on the top up here. So what we want to do is we want to be smart on the way that we're actually looking at these markets. And so we see these markets and the flow here. So as this market starts to top out gold and we start to get some pretty strong selling out of gold, you're like, okay, then I was expecting this. Now, that's actually a good thing, right? Now, if you're long gold and you hope it's going to keep going up, I'm trying to give you warning signs of this is the foundations of these markets and how they work. The pattern recognition is if you look through history, right? And if something's already made a very big move up, then it's probably not a good time to get in after it's already made a very big move up, right? This is one of the biggest mistakes I'm seeing most traders make. They give a big warning sign here, right? And they're trying to get in here, and then the majority of people that I'm seeing with gold right now is on the greed bandwagon. And that's why I've been saying get ready for a drop in gold. And so far, as we speak, as you can see, just 3 down days has gotten close to wiping out a couple of months worth of price action, and I believe we're just getting started from here. Very strong move up, very strong move down. We may get a little bounce from here, but once again, look at the forest from the trees. And the reason why we squeeze our charts up like this, I've seen some people in the comment section say, John, of course, if you're going to squeeze your charts up for 5 years, of course it's going to look like that. Well, the reason why we do this so we can actually see what is actually going on with this market. What has it been doing? Because if we see it doing this here for a few years, this here for a few years, then we want to put the warning signs on. Now, if you haven't been around my stuff now for a couple of years, you may or may not know that down the bottom here, I was bullish gold. And I rode this all the way up through here, had one good trade, and then I had another good trade through here. So I had one amazing trade through here, and then I had another really good trade through here. Now I've been putting the warning caps on. So no, I haven't been bearish gold this entire time. I just know after consecutive stair steps in any direction, stair step, we're starting to get towards the end of the move up here before we start to get that, right? And so we see that through there with gold, and we see the same thing, the reason what's happening with the stock market, right? It's the same thing, the same pattern, and the same outcomes. And I'll get to that in just a minute, but then we can start to look at silver. All right. Now, silver's one of these markets here that I've always said that I haven't been getting involved with silver because it's just too volatile, and this is what you normally get. You can see the volatility in silver has been crazy. So my big thing about silver is that, this has been so volatile that we may break to the upside, we may not. It's very hard to get a good read on silver right now. If I did, it'll be a one big fat guess around what's going on with gold, what's going on with silver right now. And so therefore for me, I personally have stepped away. To become really good at trading, half the battle is saying no to bad trades, right? That's half the battle. And so therefore for me, whenever I see environments like this here, half the battle for me, and as your coach, I want to share with you to say, okay, you know what, you probably want to stay away from this level through here, on this here. And if you see in that free trading course, the very first video you actually get is the top 13 mistakes that people make and how to overcome them. And the reason why I'm bringing that up to you, and I want you to go check out that video, it goes about almost 40 minutes long, is because a lot of the mistakes you're making right now, you don't even realize you're making, okay? And so I want you to be humble enough to say, okay, I've been doing this maybe for less than 5 years. This guy who's talking to me right now has been doing it for 20 years. Maybe he's made a few mistakes. Trust me, I've made, if there's a mistake, I've made it. And I make a couple of mistakes per year now, but I don't make as many mistakes. I still make mistakes. I'm not perfect. But I want you to stop making the mistakes. Then by default, you're actually going to start to get ahead in the market. So go again in that free course, guys. Go check that out from there. So we see that through there, even from the market, and this is where the market flow is really, really, really important of all markets, right? So whenever we do get a move up, we're probably going to have a bit of a move down. We've gone up. We're just getting a move down so far. See how the market flows like this here, right? We go through flows action. So whenever we start to get and even like here, whenever we start to get parabolic moves like we see here with gold, then we know what? Then we know how markets work. The deepest fundamental level of how markets work is we go through flows, right? The market will flow up, it'll flow up, and then it'll flow down, and it'll flow up, and it'll flow down. Now, if the market keeps doing this, I call it there's generally 3, 1, 2, 3. It may even do a number 4 stair step before we either see this or we start to see this here. And you saw this here, right? 1, 2, 3 stair steps, and then we went sideways for a while. We tend to go through 1 to 2 year big bull market, 3 major stair steps on this market here, and then we go through a reset phase. Now we've been doing this level here. We're ready for a reset phase. Reset phase can also mean we do something like that, which I'm expecting out of the good old gold market. The GDXJ clearly is not breaking above its $60 level right now. We're still at this level here at the $58 level. So right now we're clearly not breaking above it here. We're just, again, very volatile. The best thing I can say about the mining sector is just, I've always said that you just want to be sort of cautious around the GDXJ trading it, because everything is so volatile right now. And it's so important to go down the path. Same for like even the silver mining stocks. And I know people were talking about AG, right? Look at AG. And this is why like people were getting excited about AG running to the upside, and then AG's now gotten crushed. And I had some people saying, John, you got it wrong. See, you're missing out on AG. And then now we're getting crushed again. This volatility here, guys, this volatility is nothing to be... sometimes the market is going to give you crazy volatile times, and the best thing to do is do nothing. And then we can see opportunities. And where do I see opportunities? Stocky market. Why do I see opportunities with this good old stocky market? Because if I bring up this here, the Wall Street cheat sheet, okay? And this is the thing here, the Wall Street cheat sheet, okay? Let's just see what happens here. Now, at tops of markets, we understand the psychology of the public. And that is what? Whenever we start to get, this is going to the moon, you're an idiot, John, blah, 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 blah. That stuff that comes out of the major public. AKA gold right now. You see it with gold right now. It's like, oh, warning sign. But what are we seeing in the stock market? Are we seeing this? We're not, are we? What do we see in the stock market? We're seeing, I was doing this with my coaching clients today. We're seeing that, or I'm seeing, that it probably is down from panic, capitulation, even possibly down to anger. So we're seeing this here, right? We're seeing the dynamics of this situation here. You see that through there. So within this whole situation here, right, and within what we're seeing through here, we can see the reason why the stock market is probably going to have a little bit of a bouncy soon, right? And when it does, over the next 2 to 3 months, fortunes will possibly be made out of that level from there. And so we bring this up to here, and we can see this is what's happening with the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, this is the weekly chart here. This is the daily charts, right? Squeeze it up. Look where we are right now, right at this level of support here. Actually, 2 levels of support, as you can see. That's the Dow Jones. We can now look at the NASDAQ as well too. The NASDAQ has had a very strong move to the downside and bounced off this level here. It may not be the bottom here. We may rally up and have one more last dip to the downside, and then we rip. But the context of what we see here, there's either 2 situations. 1, we get the V bottom through here, or 2, we rally, we come back down, and then we get there. I'm very confident in the next 3 months or so, we're going to see these prices up here. How do we take advantage of that? So, now we see this level through here, right? Major support through here. What happens? Do we bounce here and continue going up? Do we do a big V bottom through here? Or do we rally, come back down, test it, and then we start to make our way back up from here? What happens from here? Big move down from here. And by the way, whenever one of the big things I'm always looking at is, even this actually here looks very, very, very similar to the COVID crash. And why I'm saying that is that, as you can see, we can see how vertically we moved down. Anything that goes down this crazy tends to come up that crazy. Comes down this crazy, tends to come up this crazy. So there's a lot of money to be made in these markets, guys. And I want you to be alert and cautious of maybe some thinkings that may be not true and valid in your mind. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, and my whole thing for you is I want you to just see the reality of what this is, so we can start to look for opportunities in the right place to give us the best chance of doing really well. And right now, gold is not one of those places. Gold, my friend, is about to see a lot more downside to come.